I sense someone who did not like and subscribe. Hello there, everybody. It's me, your Star Wars dad, here with another Dad Talks, and today I'm talking to Sovereign Winter. Sovereign, say hello.
Greetings.
Good to meet you, sir. How you doing today?
Doing well, but yourself?
I'm doing outstanding. It's a beautiful day. It's having some fun. So, first, tell me about your name, Sovereign Winter. Where does that come from?
Long and short story. So I a couple of years ago just wanted to switch up my gamer tag. So originally I came up with Sovereign Winterwood, but 90% of games and everything won't take it because it's too long. So I kind of just shortened it to Sovereign Winter, and that kind of just stuck because it's pretty unique and it's not very taken across the board. So it's kind of what stuck, and that's where I'm at.
Well, there you go. And you've got a pretty new account here, and it's not a hyperdrive. So, are you a new free to play player, basically? New-ish.
Yes. So the story with that is about 5-ish months ago, I decided to switch over from Marvel's Strike Force to Galaxy of Heroes.
So, why is that?
Sad tale. So about 5 years ago, I wanted to do another mobile game, and I saw Star Wars. I'm like, oh wow, that looks cool. Looked into a little bit, saw EA. I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be pay to win. So I started Marvel Strike Force, and it was pretty good. And then through the years, it's gotten more pay to win, a lot worse than that. I'm pretty end game over there, but it's just so bad that I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna give Star Wars a try because I prefer Star Wars. I like Star Wars a lot better than superheroes. I came over here, I'm like, wow, this is a little pay to win, but nowhere near as bad as Strike Force. So here I am enjoying the game I wish I would have started 5 years ago.
Well, I think if you'd started 5 years ago, it would have been a little more pay to win at the time. The recent change when Grand Arena came out, that was the first step toward getting rid of the pay to win idea. But maybe it was a little bit too free to play for EA's taste, so they changed it a little bit. But with the formats the way it is now and using your whole roster, you can really enjoy this game. Being a free to play or paying a little bit of money here and there as opposed to. But so Marvel Strike Force has become more pay to win over time. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it's pretty rough now. Like I think 13 million overall power, and I have a hard time getting the new characters. And there's just a lot of the aspects of the game are just a lot more pay to win.
Hmm. Well, I think that from my perspective and from what you're saying right there, that's really good to hear because we all struggle with the fact that we're spending hard-earned money on the game, although it might only be as much money as it costs to go out and see a movie. But it just feels like you're spending the money. But um, I really think Capital Games has done a good job of opening up the game to that broader base where you can choose to buy a bunch of datacrons, and that's been a big part of it is the datacron. They're just finding different ways to monetize the game outside of saying you have to have this team right now to do everything in the game. So,
Yeah.
has that been your experience as you got into it?
Yeah, so for the most part, it's been pretty good. I mean, they're kind of leaning a little hard into Tuscans, but for the most part, it's been pretty decent. Progression set up nicely. Grand Arena, I've gotten a couple 4 million people for my under 1 million, but yeah, I am enjoying it, and it's bringing more joy than Strike Force right now. So
That's
that's I
great.
guess what counts.
All right, well, tell me about your count. What are you working on? I see your geos are at the top there, and that's a really good, smart move by you. But what? Tell me what your account goals are and what's going on.
So I really like the Empire. I was a little sad to have learned that Vader got a little nerfed, but I'm still glad he's pretty on top. So of course that's my Empire team. So I'm kind of side powering up that. So of course my arena is a little bit better. But I'm finishing Geos. I want to get them at least to year 12 because my new guild is doing Watt.
Good.
So I'm glad I switched to new guild because we're gonna get that. Um, I am side farming one or two Jedi to not only help with the fleet, so I'm working Anakin and Ahsoka, and then also, of course, slightly get up a Jedi team. And then after that, I was going to focus on bounty hunter pilots to affect my fleets. as fleet's really important. I spent about 1 month of my early game time, of my 5 months so far, using fleet energy for gear instead of shards, and I regret that a little bit because I've
Yeah.
fallen a little behind the fleet arena, but I've caught back up, and I'm now breaking top 50, so I'm getting those extra crystals. And so I'm switching my entire view to kind of putting the official farming guides to the side or more as notes, and then fixing my fleets. So, like I just said, the bounty hunter fleet. So I'm not going to make a true bounty hunter team. I'm going to make the bounty hunter fleet, and then get the tunes to fill the holes to make the proper bounty hunter team.
Okay. Now, yeah, and I agree with you. You know, me jumping into the game and I've got this free to play account that I'm playing and haven't done it in a long time. It really was eye opening to me. The geo ships that really you probably should just go all in on them at the beginning and farm them not only in the fleet arena store and Galactic War, but I'm also been farming them with my guild event token, my Get One currency, and that's been a big deal. And I'm starting to get close to that top 50 as well. About what am I at 10 weeks right now? So yeah, I can feel you on that. So do you have a goal of getting to executor with those bounty hunter ships, or are you just kind of thinking in general?
Yep, that I'm not gonna rush any major character, but yes, that was a goal because then not only I get another good fleet, but then executor, and that'll help progress my account.
Okay. Now what about this CLS that you got? You got Commander Luke Skywalker at gear 12. What are your plans for this guy?
Yep, so I am slowly working on him as well. I'm trying not to work on too many teams because, that causes huge issues. But CLS has gotten me a lot of big wins. I've beaten like a Relic 6 Yoda team
Yep.
on Grand Arena, so he's done a lot for me. So I've been slowly working on that. I will switch to Ewoks here in a little bit once I finish up one or two other farms. So then I can start getting 3PO working.
Okay. It is. I agree with you, man. The punch up from CLS is really impressive at times. You get him against the right team, and I mean, you've got a Gear 12 CLS, a 6-star Han Solo, and a 4-star Chupio, and you're talking about beating a Relic 6 Grandmaster Yoda. That's kind of astonishing.
I don't remember how many Geared 12s were on the team, but yeah, it's that Han Solo shot first, stop the tenacity up, and then from there I was able to just kind of roll and go from there. Kept
Yeah.
Yoda stun locked as much as possible, and the rest of the team just fell.
Well, you played Marvel Strike Force for a long time, and then you switched over to Galaxy of Heroes. What is your Star Wars story? How did you come to? You said you love Star Wars more than Marvel, so what's the story there?
It's a tale as old as time. My father showed me Star Wars. He had some of the more original videos. I don't remember too much of that, but I do remember watching Star Wars with him a good amount, and yeah, just the space wizards are just really cool. Just the Force is just so amazing. I just, always wanted to be a Jedi when I was a kid. And yeah, nothing too special, but I just really like Star Wars. Grew up on Star Wars, a little sad with the recent Star Wars, but we don't have to talk about that.
You had a what did you just say? You
A little sad with the recent Star Wars.
sad with the recent stuff. Okay, sorry. I kind of heard and I kind of yeah. I think that's a pretty common common feeling among the community. Well, that's a I so many of us. I'd say 60 to 70% when I ask that question, it's like my dad loves Star Wars. It's just so awesome that we can pass this on, and then our kids will pass it on to their kids, and etc. and on down the line. So it's great stuff. Well, if you had one thing, so you're a pretty new player. You've been playing, I think you said like 5 months, probably where you are right now with the roster, 5 6 months.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So what would you kind of tell people as a new player in the game right now in 2023? What are your focus or what are your thoughts on the game?
So, some of my early mistakes is I leveled up too many tunes for like galactic challenges. I have a lot of people at like level 50, and that's really hurt because like if I could get my Ahsoka and Jedi Anakin to level 85, that would be a huge power boost for them. But I'm out of the training materials.
Training droids.
So yes, I'm out of those. So I'm having a hard time leveling things up. I've managed my money, so I'm not as hurt there. Of course, I'm not putting as much into mods as I should, but I'm doing a little bit. So money isn't the problem right now. It's just getting the levels up. So by not having wasted all those on the extra, just for the few small rewards in like Galactic Challenge, I would have saved a whole bunch. Partial journeys, just fully fixing on one would have been good. I didn't do that too bad. It's mainly the Galactic Challenge, but yeah. And then the spending energy early game for gear. Doing a month of that really hurt me. If I would have focused on shards, my fleets would have been a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I would have had a couple other tunes higher. Maybe in that month I would have just fixed my arena team a little bit more, so I would have guaranteed to stay up or even be pushing higher. So just getting the shards first, getting that 7 stars, because that's a big power bump, and then gear from that will also passively be gained. So then you can get
Right.
some people up like that. So it's...
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Is that early in the game, you should just be farming character shards. Your gear will come with your daily challenges and just farming characters and raids and everything. You'll get the gear over time, but you can't fall behind those shards early on with the game. There's something else. So yeah, the galactic challenges. I think that's a really good point and something I hadn't really thought about. I'm gonna look it up here actually. I'm gonna
Yeah, because
look up.
before the Tuscans became the every other week thing, there was a whole bunch of different little teams. So it's like, oh, you need like a Inquisitor for this, you need a Rebel for that, and of course, early game bounty hunters are important. So at least half build that team, which
Right.
I didn't do. I piecemealed that. But yeah, like a whole bunch of other people, and then my first, I believe it's Conquest? Yeah, Conquest. I built up like 5 or 6 other people for that, just for a few extra rewards, and I didn't even have enough teams to get the red crate, so that was, kind of a waste there too.
Yeah.
Because
Getting characters and it seems tempting at the time, but if you look at I just pulled up the crates on the screen right here. Really, your primary goal should be to get to this first blue crate where you get an Omicron. That Omicron is kind of the biggest deal in Galactic Challenges out of every the gear matter. I mean, it all matters, but you should really if you can get that first crate at blue with an Omicron, because the next one doesn't come for a while down to this this silver and gold crate down there at T8. But I if you think you can get there, it might be worth it. But even at that, it's one galactic challenge, and like you said, your training droid and your credits are hard to come by. So just really be picky and choosy with those galactic challenges about how far you want to dig into them early game as you're develop. Your roster development is going to be more important than grabbing a few extra, marginal pieces in those galactic challenges.
yeah, especially early game, you're going to be getting a lot of the blue and just a few of the purple pieces,
Yeah,
which mid game you're going to be getting all the time. You're going to be grinding those for relic material.
yeah.
So yeah, that was a little bit rough, but now I can guarantee that Omicron, and I am getting close to getting that crate with the double Omicron now.
Excellent,
So
excellent. Yeah, and you don't. They're gonna keep doing it where they focus on the most recent team and they give. They're making sure that the people that are paying for that stuff are getting a benefit out of it, and that's important to all of us. If the people that pay don't get a benefit, then the people that pay go away, and then we don't have a game anymore. So there you go.
yep, the whales kind of suck, especially in Grand Arena, but yeah, they are necessary for the health of the game. So it's a little bit of give and take.
There you go. All right, man. Any parting thoughts?
Well, always remember to finish your farms, have a side farm, but not too many, and always have fun. It is just a game after all.
Yep. Well, let me run an FYF here for a second.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not.
Teams. Farming. Finished, they must be. FYF, finish your farms. And I like what you also said there. Always have a side farm going. You've got to have something you're farming in the background, usually just shards for that. But you have to have the next thing in mind while you're farming the current thing. So, all right. Well, Sovereign Winter, thanks for joining me today. This was a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, Father. It's been a pleasure as always.
Anytime, son. Everybody, have a great day out there. I'll see you on the next Dad Talk. See you on the next video, the next stream. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you for being a subscriber to the channel. Thank you for building this awesome community. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Always remember, Nooch too good.